She's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm chewing my foot and eating my peanut butter.
Alright, everybody. Welcome to, I think this is the 4th episode of the Plot Pilled podcast. This episode is going to be about Superman, as you can probably see from the title. And also, in general, superhero films as a whole. How they've kind of revolutionized the genre of movies. Just like that whole medium. It's basically given a huge impact to movies as like just a medium. But it's also like it's got the fatigue that happened, but I feel like it's starting to ramp back up, possibly, with this new Superman film. So we're just gonna be chatting about that today. I'll let you start. What did you think about Superman?
Well, I mean, as someone who, I'm not a comic book person, I've tried several times to get into them, and the only one I've ever been able to get into is Monstrous. Unfortunately, I don't remember the author, but it's a great comic. But, actually, it's almost a graphic novel, so it's not even a comic book. I don't know if that counts. Purists would probably say no. Anyway,
Not really into superhero comics, though.
No, I never read, I never read Superman.
Yeah.
I took a comic book class in college, but I never got into it. But I really did enjoy the movie. I thought it was everything I kind of look for when I go to a superhero movie, which is fun. You know, the main character's kind of out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't take itself too seriously. It was a fun, entertaining movie that had some pretty dark moments to kind of balance everything out. And
Yeah.
I thought it was I thought it was really good.
Yeah. I think that this is one of the best superhero movies to come out in recent years.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the ones that I've looked at. Now, I never went to go see Thunderbolts. I've heard that movie is really good. I've heard that it kind of, like, reinvigorated a lot of people when it came to Marvel.
Is that the one with Sebastian Stan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got Sebastian Stan. It's got, oh my gosh, Emily Pugh? Or
I have no idea.
I think that's her name. Something Pugh. It's, Florence Pugh. In it as well. And it's I've heard that it's great. I've heard that it's fantastic. And I've been meaning to watch that. Speaking of which, there's also the Fantastic Four, which Jordan and I have not seen. But again, I'm hearing a whole bunch of really good things about it. Like, Marvel is back,
Mm-hmm.
They're back to form, kind of. They dipped off for a while there, but they seem to have kind of brought it back.
Even with Pedro Pascal's weird ass in there.
yeah, even with Pedro Pascal's weirdo, grabby, touchy-feely ass in there.
He's so weird.
He's so weird. Just, there's something about that guy that just, that gets under my skin.
I just think he's weird.
He like, there's like, you ever like look at someone and you're like, you got some serious skeletons in your closet. Like, that's me with Pedro Pascal. I'm like, you have some serious something going on there. I don't know what it is, but, like Dexter, the guy, what is his name? Dodds? Is that his name? Or Dokes?
The actor?
The
last name.
He's the black guy who's always suspicious of Dexter. But, like, he can never prove it.
I can't remember his name.
I think it's Dokes.
It's been so long since I've watched
There's a
Dexter,
meme.
I can't remember.
There's a meme going around X of people using his picture. And, like, there's something wrong with Pedro Pascal. I just can't prove it yet. And, like, people just keep using his, like, pictures, like, screenshots of him from Dexter. Someone even, like, did a Photoshop of him looking... I guess it's like a screenshot of him looking at Dexter, but someone edited out Dexter and put Pedro Pascal in there. It's become a whole thing. And I love that meme. I love little, like, I don't like the over-the-top memes. I love the subtle ones like that, where it's like, you kind of have to know the character to know why they're using that picture, sort of thing. And, like, I've never watched Dexter, but that meme itself makes me want to watch it.
You should watch it. It's good. The last season goes off the rails a bit, but it's, like, the ending is just a
lot of shows around that time did.
Well, I feel like when they find out that they only have one season left, all the main writers jump ship and move on to other projects.
Yeah.
So they leave it to, like, the junior interns that normally run and get coffee, like, all right, wrap it up. And they're like,
But yeah, like, no, I felt like Superman was everything that I wanted in a comic book movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was a plot that was easy to handle and easy to follow, where I didn't have to think about it too much, but also it was well written. Like, it wasn't up its own ass, like something like Multiverse of Madness. Like, it's not trying to be this deep philosophical thing. It's trying to be a superhero movie about doing the right thing and about hope and about being a symbol of people who look up to you. And I feel like that's been missing from superhero movies, especially for such a long time, because for a while I feel like superhero movies weren't superhero movies, they were super movies. Not with the hero in them. Mm-hmm. Where it was more about the powers and the special effects than actually saving people. The last time that I could really think of where, like, you could see in a Marvel movie, at least, the way you can actually see, like, the heroes are actually saving people, like, legitimately stopping catastrophe from happening, is the original Avengers. Mm-hmm. That's a problem. If I can't think of, like, maybe Age of Ultron when they're stopping the city from falling on the...
Yeah.
But even then they kind of fail because a lot of people die during that whole thing. And that's where Civil War comes in and all that. But, like, Civil War, I can't think of any part where they're legitimately saving civilians. Or, like, even stuff like Endgame and Infinity War, there's no civilians around that the heroes have to worry. It's like, oh, we're saving the planet. Okay, cool. But I'd like to see the more personal side of being a hero. And I feel like this Superman really gets that. Mm-hmm. Like, making sure everyone is safe. Mm-hmm. There's a moment in the movie...
Spoilers?
No, this isn't really spoilers.
Oh, no.
No, I'm not going into spoilers. Like, this isn't really spoilers, but there's a moment in the movie where Superman's fighting something, and this thing can breathe fire, and it breathes fire at a building, and, like, he blocks it. He blocks the fire, he keeps it from burning people, and the first thing he does isn't like, oh, I'm gonna go punch the monster. The first thing he does is turn around and say, is everyone okay? That is something that has been sorely missing, I feel like, from any superhero movie. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. It was like a breath of fresh air for me. So I kind of want to get your thoughts on that. What did you think about the more personal, I guess, heroism, like actually being a hero in this movie? Because I feel like it did it really well.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, as far as the renditions of Superman that I have seen on screen, this was by far my favorite. Mm-hmm. I think
David Corenswet.
Yeah, I think he did a freaking fantastic job. He's, no offense to anyone else who likes any of the other Superman. Like, there were other good ones too, but, like, I don't know. There was something about him that just encapsulated both halves of the character so well. Mm-hmm. He was Superman and he was Clark Kent. Normally, you get an actor that's convincing as one, but less convincing as the other.
Yeah.
So, like, he was fantastic, and I think putting him in that role and in those situations where his primary and for the most part only concern is the people around him that he's trying to prevent, or like keep safe.
Mm-hmm.
It was done really, really well, and I did enjoy that there were moments. I mean, even when everyone was, well, I don't know, it's like a mild spoiler, even when everyone's kind of miffed at him, he doesn't let it stop him. Well, yeah, he doesn't let it stop it. He's still saving people, and there's a lot of times where he's depicted as the only one really concerned with bystanders. Like,
yeah.
Green Lantern kind of has tunnel vision. He's hilarious, by the way. Nathan Fillion killed me.
Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner is one of the best. Like, that is that character from the comics. Like,
so funny.
He captures that character so well.
But like, even Mr. Terrific and what was her name?
Hawk Girl. Yeah, Hawk Girl.
Not overly concerned with civilians. They were more concerned with, like you said, fighting. And so I don't know if that's a superhero movie thing or more of a Superman thing. Like, you finally got to see Superman on screen and being first and foremost concerned with the civilians and like not even really caring about the big picture. I think that was the difference between this one and all of the Marvel movies, is that for the most part there was always someone and something bigger than the individual that they had to save.
Yeah.
And in this one, I mean, it's the city, but that city is, they don't portray, what is it, Metropolis?
Metropolis,
They don't portray Metropolis as just a city of, a bunch of citizens. It's a city of individuals, and I don't know. It's like that writing tip where it's like the heavier something is, the closer in you want to get. Like, you don't write about war, you write about a child's burned socks or whatever.
Yeah.
And so there's like, those two scenes where he saves the girl and then he saves that lady who's about to get crushed into the whole ass building. Mm-hmm. I think those work really well. I
also like that, he's also concerned about, the like dogs' lives or, pets' lives or even animals' lives. He's concerned about
squirrel. Yeah, I love the squirrel part.
He's concerned
so
about
cute.
Any collateral at all. And
any death, really.
Yeah, any death. He doesn't want anyone to die. No. And so it makes the darker moments hit even harder when they happen, because it's like this moment of powerlessness, and it's really well done. And it makes you feel something for sure. Like there's a moment. I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but there's a moment that is pretty dark, and it's where he's completely powerless to do anything about something that's happening. What they're barking at.
Who knows? Hey, it's okay.
Murphy, that doesn't concern you.
Yeah, let the boys take care of it. Yeah, let the boys take care of it. You shush. You shush, little girl. You be quiet. Okay, sorry.
Oh, I did that in. There's a moment in the film, and I won't go into spoilers or anything like that, but it's a moment that it gets dark. And, like, I remember I legitimately flinched while watching it. It's just a moment of powerlessness and of complete despair and tragedy, and it's really well done. And speaking of which, when we do get into spoiler sections, man, do I got a bone to pick with a lot of the people criticizing this movie, because a lot of their criticisms, even people that I thought would not do so in the way that they did, because they claim to be the biggest Superman fans ever to walk the planet, and these people, I'm sorry, you don't understand what was going on in this movie. I don't know, maybe if it was I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if it was too different for you to fully get it, but we'll get into that when we get into spoilers. But in terms of characters, I thought, yeah, David Corn Sweat, that is Clark Kent and Superman, and Kal-El, like that's him.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel, I can never say her name. It starts with a B. I can't remember. I can't say her name. But her is Lois Lane. Amazing.
Chef's kiss.
The best Lois Lane I've ever seen put on screen.
I agree.
And she gets the feistiness, she gets the intelligence, she gets also the vulnerability and the relationship between these two is so well done. They have such good chemistry. This is the thing that like everybody praises in this movie, and for good reason. Like,
oh, she's fantastic. They're fantastic together.
Yeah.
They're amazing on screen together.
Yeah, this is the best Lois and Clark relationship ever.
Yes.
Ever put to the screen, in my opinion. Guy Gardner, hilarious. Mr. Terrific was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people claim that he steals the spotlight, but in my opinion, not quite.
No, I don't think so. He's super strong.
Yeah, he's super like up, like definitely stage front, but I don't feel like he overpowers Clark at all.
No, I wouldn't say that he does that.
The only one that I didn't like, I was just off on her, was Hot Girl. I liked this portrayal because usually Hot Girl, especially in the Justice League animated series, pisses me off. But this Hot Girl actually manages to be pretty okay attitude-wise. But I can see why people find her annoying. But she's not even in the movie that much to really make an impact on me. So
I think if you're annoyed by her, you're nitpicking. What are you actually irritated with, though? Just the fact that she's there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's kind of lame. I didn't get to see her do much. So
yeah. I know that people are split on Lex Luthor. Oh my gosh. I really like Lex Luthor in this movie.
How are they split? What's the other side say?
The other side is saying that this is a wimpy Lex Luthor. That this is a wuss Lex Luthor, a coward Lex Luthor. Which, I don't know if you guys have ever watched Lex Luthor. He's just a guy.
Right.
And he uses his intellect to fight Superman. That's literally the entire thing, is brains versus brawn. Mm-hmm. That is their entire dynamic. And it's money versus money versus power. That's kind of the whole shtick of their entire beef with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I urge people who don't like this Lex Luthor to go watch the Justice League animated series of Superman, or the animated series of Superman where Lex Luthor is there. Go watch that, and it's a different Lex Luthor, but the notes are still there. It still hits all the right notes for Lex.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Nicholas Hoult does a great job as Lex Luthor. He does phenomenal. I do like that this is a colder Lex Luthor. I like that this is a more ruthless Lex Luthor. One that's not afraid to get his hands dirty if he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
But also one that's super, blood, kind of guy.
Right.
But if he needs to, and if he's pushed to it, he will kill people, to get what he needs. It doesn't matter who it is. If he needs something, he'll do whatever it takes to get that thing. So what did you think of the characters in general?
Well, I mean, I covered Superman / Clark Kent. I thought he was fantastic. I agree that, again, this rendition of Lois is my favorite that I've ever seen. And I watched, I've seen several of the other movies, not all of them. I used to watch Smallville, which was a good show. At least I liked it.
A lot of people liked it.
Yeah, it was fun. Whatever. Yeah. She's by far my favorite Lois. Like you said, she's she's so dynamic and layered and complex, and there's just a lot going on there that just makes her feel so human, whereas normally Lois to me comes off as like the stereotypical love interest. Like if you go look at who was it Amy Adams that did
Amy Adams
Lois
and Man of Steel.
And like she was fine. Amy Adams is a great actress, but I just,
whenever I watched it, I always just saw Amy Adams playing Amy Adams.
Right, yeah. I was like that's
every
Amy
other
Adams.
Amy Adams.
She's like, she's like kind of the sweet, mild-tempered, whatever. And so I just don't think she was written well, but this Lois, like, they were not afraid to write, this can be a whole other freaking topic, they were not afraid to write a woman character that is not defined as a badass. She was just Lois. She had a fully developed personality.
Yep.
Like so many times, and this predates like all of the uber political stuff. People always have trouble writing women characters, and I don't get it. All you have to do is write a character.
Yeah.
Forget the gender for the most part. Just write a freaking character.
Yeah.
And that's what they did with Lois. Like she was, she had a lot going on with her, and I loved that. And then Lex, I freaking loved Lex. I'm surprised people didn't like him, actually.
It's split. A lot of people do like him.
Oh, they better?
Yeah.
But again, I've seen other Superman on-screen, like, iterations or whatever. And this was my favorite Lex Luthor. Like, I'm not looking for a Wilson Fisk here.
Yeah.
I don't want someone who can go toe-to-toe.
Well, that's not who Lex Luthor is. He's not Wilson Fisk.
But, like, I don't want that. That's not what, he's all about. That's not what the character's, like, again, as a non-comic book reader, but someone who has watched several of the movies, shows, whatever, Lex Luthor wasn't that. And I didn't see him as a coward. I saw him as a smart, kind of puppet master type guy that does the smart thing, and he stays back in the shadows, and he tries to win through subterfuge and outmaneuvering Superman, and brains versus brawn. That's his whole thing. I thought the actor was fantastic, and I thought the writing for Lex Luthor was really good. I don't know where people are getting coward or weak or wimpy. Is it because he cries at the end?
That's
let
why.
the dude cry.
Well, and also they
completely
misunderstand why he cries. He's not crying because he's a wimp. He's crying because after and this isn't really a spoiler, Lex Luthor's gonna lose. After everything he's done, the plan was 100% perfect. To him at least, not to the one guy who kept on saying this isn't, don't do it. Right. But like, the Napoleon Dynamite, like he looks like a character from Napoleon Dynamite, that character who was telling him no the whole time. He looks like a character from Napoleon Dynamite, but like the whole time, like he had this plan, he was gonna stick to it, and he had like multiple contingencies, and no matter what, he still lost. All that effort wasted, all that effort to be rid of Superman once and for all, and get this thorn in his side of his business out of his way, completely torn to tatters. If you don't understand why someone might shed a tear at that, I don't know what to tell you. I hate the double standard here because, you're fine with Wilson Fisk crying.
Yeah, because
he cries. When Daredevil...
I didn't hear anyone bitching about that.
When Daredevil beats the shit out of him, he cries at the end of season 3. You hear it. He's not happy with... Because, again, every single thing that he did was for naught. It was useless. It was pointless. None of it had a point. And, that freaking sucks. So, of course, he's gonna shed a couple tears.
Well, and they both get so close to getting what they want. I mean, Lex is within... He can feel it. The dude can taste it, like he's there.
Yeah.
And then it all just gets ripped away from him, and it's like,
yeah.
Can you let the dude have one emotional moment before he bounces back into the supervillain?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that he is. Like,
yeah.
Give him a minute.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's like, it's fine. It's fine to make your villains vulnerable. I don't know where this came from.
No, I thought that was a really ballsy move, too. Yeah. Having Lex Luthor cry on screen, I was like, damn, James Gunn, good for you, dude.
Yeah. And, like, I thought that, see, this is what I'm talking about. He can't be in here.
He was fine for, like, a good solid 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's
he is the mascot,
not good enough.
With Murphy.
He can stay outside for the hour and a half or so that we're in here.
He and Murph are the mascots. Podcast mascots.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, and, like, I always laugh when people want Lex Luthor to be Wilson Fisk, because I don't think those people understand that Kingpin and Lex would fucking hate each other if they ever met each other. They would despise each other, because Lex is not a he's not a criminal. He's a businessman.
Well, he is, but he doesn't see himself that way.
Yeah, he doesn't see himself
Wilson Fisk has no problem.
Yeah, he has no problem seeing himself as a criminal. But Lex fully believes that he is a businessman, first and foremost. Like, that's...
Well, and that Superman is a detriment to the world, basically, and we have to get rid of him.
Yeah, and he's playing the hero, getting rid of the alien that's come and interfering with, you know, national affairs, like, or international affairs. Like, yeah, like, he's playing the hero to these big governments, big corporations, who have a problem with that. And it's such an interesting dynamic. And yeah, I think this is the best rivalry of those two characters that we've seen, again, on screen. Besides maybe in the animated, but on the big screen, yeah, this is the best rivalry. Like, the animated show is perfect. I don't care what anyone says, that show is gold. But, like, on the big screen, in terms of, like, movies, yeah, this is the best Lex and Superman versus ever. Yeah, so I feel like now we can go into spoilers.
Yeah, well, hang on.
Go ahead.
I just want to stick on the Lex. I'm just curious.
Like, yeah, go ahead.
So the people who are bitching about him want Wilson Fisk style Lex Luthor? Is that what they're after? Or like, what were they bitching about? I'm just curious.
They want him to be more like the animated show, which Lex in the animated show is more of a stoic charmer who is like kind of a playboy, right? He's a charming businessman. And I guess they don't see the charm there with Nicholas Hoult, which fair. Like, you know, this isn't a charming Lex. He's not a schmoozer. He's more of a, I'm smarter than you. Mm-hmm. I know I'm smarter than you, and you'll respect that I'm smarter than you, sort of Lex, which has been done before. Like, that's not out of the realm of, like, different iterations of Lex, but I feel like more people wanted him to be more of the like, the charmer, and the sweet talker, the guy who can go in and make you laugh while also getting millions of dollars from you. Like, that's kind of what they wanted from this, I think. So I think that's kind of what they wanted.
Oh, okay. I mean, I feel like that would have changed the dynamic that the two have going.
Yeah.
I can kind of understand where you might be disappointed if that's what you were expecting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't get why people can't be like, okay, well, that's not what I got, but there's a whole animated series where that is what I get.
Exactly.
But this one's also really good, and I'm going to appreciate this one for what he is.
And you never know, because this universe is going to be going on. It's going to, like, these people have signed contracts to have a big, massive universe. Right. Like, he could develop those skills, or you can maybe see that side of him more later on. That's
the other thing I was going to say, is the only time you see him ever really interacting with someone who either doesn't work for him or is not Superman is the one guy on the news.
Well, he's also talking to the government at the very beginning.
Yeah, but those are more like business partners, kind of like, it's, you know, he's trying to sell them something, but he's trying to sell them something through fear, and he can't quite get them there. But that's the tactic he chooses, and like, so, you know, is it really going to be effective if you switch tactics all of a sudden and like trying to sweet talk them into something? You're going to feel like a used car salesman. No one's going to buy from you.
No.
So it just doesn't work.
Logically,
but on the news, I feel like he does exhibit that at least a little bit more. I mean, he's, you know, we, the audience, can tell he's full of shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But someone who's watching him in universe on the news, you know, and he's a, whatever, rich, successful business guy. And what ulterior motive could he possibly have for putting this information out there? Yeah. You know, as far as just normal civilians are concerned.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, you did see a little bit of that, I think. But, like, you just didn't see him outside of his obsession with Superman very often.
You didn't, in my opinion, you didn't need to in this film. That can be saved for later films where he'll come up, and like you can see that side of him more. Because again, this isn't gonna be like, I feel like people think that this is gonna be the only time we'll see these characters. No, we'll see these characters again. Like I said, these people have signed contracts to be in a universe, a cinematic universe, so they're coming back. Like whether that be through TV shows or movies.
Right. Or that Lex Luthor only has the one side to him. Yeah. He probably doesn't. It's just that was the side you needed to see for this movie. Yeah, yeah. Was the side that was obsessed with beating Superman. Was a very arrogant, cocky little shit. Yeah. Thought he had it in the bag, and he doesn't, and that's why he ends up crying at the end. I liked him. I thought the decision to cry was a ballsy one. I think a lot of people are probably not going to respond well to that, and but I don't know. I think you have problems. If that bothers you, I don't know. Go watch some football where men touch each other's asses all the time. I mean, you know, go do something to up your testosterone, I guess, if you feel that threatened. Yeah. But anyway,
go watch Man of Steel. There you go. Well, yeah. See, and here's the thing. I don't dislike Man of Steel. I just don't prefer. I didn't think it was a good. It's a good movie. It's not a good Superman movie. That's my biggest problem with it. Yeah. And that's the whole war that's going on right now all across X is just Snyder versus freaking cultists coming out of their woodwork and being like, this sucks, this sucks, Man of Steel made more, and like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Man of Steel came out in a different period too when theaters weren't dying.
Yeah, exactly, You can't compare that. No. It's gonna come down to the streaming, and like, that's gonna be the big thing that's gonna make the big money. Yep. And, like, you can't do box office ratings anymore. You just can't.
In terms of modern day box office ratings, it was highly successful.
Oh, yeah. Very successful.
It was really successful. Yeah. But just people don't... COVID killed the movies. Yeah. Or it killed the theater, anyway. Yeah. It killed a lot of theater. Well, like, I remember... COVID helped. Hollywood started it.
Yeah.
By putting out
like, the last packed movie theater, funnily enough, that I went to was in Nosferatu. Oddly enough. Yeah. That theater was pretty packed.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it packed.
I mean, it was more packed than I've seen it in a while.
It was at least, like, probably 70% capacity, probably. Yeah, it was. Yeah. But, you know, the last, like, packed one? Dude, I don't even know.
The last one that I can think of is maybe Endgame. Or Infinity War.
Yeah, or maybe one of the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, maybe one of the Star Wars movies.
Especially that first one.
Yeah. Force Awakens,
was probably...
Yeah, but yeah, you can't be judging box office stuff off of theater ticket sales. It's just not going to work anymore. No. We're in a different age of entertainment, especially. Right. Where streaming is going to be the big thing. And, like, it is the big thing right now. And that's where a lot of the money comes from. So, like, it's just...
Movies stay in theater. I mean, they used to stay in theaters for 6 months. Some of the really successful, popular ones would stay in for 6 months because you could get people to go for 6 months and watch them. Yeah. These days, you're in there for maybe 6 weeks and then you're out on streaming. Yeah. Because that's just where you have to be to stay competitive. So, yeah, you can't compare that.
Yeah, no. But, like, that seems to be their only... It seems to be their only argument. Otherwise, what they do is they just say, not my Superman, and put a picture of Henry Cavill.
Oh, that's mature.
Yeah, I know. That's the level of maturity that we're dealing with when it comes to these, like I say, Snyder cultists. And it's really funny that the main writer of Man of Steel came out recently and said, I love the movie. So, like, shut the fuck up, first of all. Yeah. And like, Zack Snyder was saying, like, he's like, I haven't seen it yet, because I'm out at vacation with my kids, but once I get back, I'm gonna go watch it. Like, so he's gonna go watch it for himself and, like, watch it.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what... And, like, I think Henry Cavill gave it his blessing. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're fighting, but, like, it's clearly personal. And, like, because, like, everyone else seems to like it.
Right.
And it's just this super loud minority that is just so fucking annoying and stupid and, like, will not shut the fuck up. There was one guy on X, I responded to him. He was like, man, you guys really can't, like, or it's like, like someone, like, said, man, the Snyder cultists are being, like, so annoying, or they said something along that line. Mm-hmm. And someone said, like, man, you really can't stop talking about us, huh? And I responded to him, like, because you won't shut the fuck up. That's why we can't stop talking to you. You won't stop talking first.
Right.
If you would just shut up, we would stop talking about you.
Right.
It's that easy. But God, yeah, no, that shit pisses, like, I hate, like, it sucks because all it does is just sours all of Zack Snyder's movies for me even more, because I know the fan base is mentally ill and I cannot stand them. And rabid, yeah. Like, they are one of the worst fan bases I have ever encountered on the internet, and that's saying something. Dude,
that's saying so
that's
much.
Saying something, because I was in the freaking Brony fandom.
Oh, God.
And that shit was ridiculous. I still love MLP. The fandom didn't ruin that for me. But, like, holy shit, the Brony fandom was awful at its peak. One of the worst fandoms I've ever been a part of. There was, like, a good side of it that if you stayed in that little pocket, you were safe and you were golden, and, like, it was fine. If you went outside those walls, like, it was like Attack on Titan out there. You would get fucking eaten, like, alive out there. It was awful. But no, yeah, like, Zack Snyder cultists are annoying. And always will be annoying, and they'll always have no life, and they can never enjoy hope or joy or anything like that, because they just hate it, and they think that, oh man, big man, muscle, blow up thing, crash building, that's all that matters, and that's all they think that matters about Superman, and it's really sad, honestly.
No, that is depressing.
But no, I think we can go into talking about spoiler. Yeah. So if you don't want any spoilers, just click off the video now, or go watch it, come back, and then we'll continue watching. So, spoilers start here. The thing that pisses off the most people in this movie is the Jor-El and Lara twist. Mm-hmm. And I think people misunderstand it. Because a lot of people are trying to come out and say that Krypton is such a huge part of Superman's character. Mm-hmm. I say it's a part of his character. It's not a huge part. I wouldn't even say it's a big part. It's his origin. It's where he comes from. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't know anybody who lived on Krypton besides his freaking cousin.
They're all dead.
Like, besides his cousin, everyone else is dead. Like, that... Well, except for, unless, like, they bring Brainiac into it. But, like, that doesn't count because Brainiac's an AI. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't really count. But, like, first of all, he never knew his parents. Like, I don't know where this came from, where people have this sudden, like, defense over Jor-El and fucking Lara. Since when were these characters like golden chalices that you could never touch or change? Despite the fact that they have changed and been touched for multiple years throughout the character's history.
Yeah.
They have been changed, molded. They are probably nowhere near what they used to be. And I bet in the first, I think in, like, you didn't even really learn Superman's, like, origin for the first few comics of the comic books. Like, you know, he was just a really strong guy that could hit things, and the alien stuff came later.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I don't know why people are thinking that Krypton is such a, like, you cannot touch that thing.
Like a sacred cow.
Yeah, like a
something.
sacred cow. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
You, like, unless they make it where, like, Zod comes and he wants to do his old thing where he's gonna, like, terraform the Earth to make a new Krypton, which, again, inherently shows that Krypton is not a good place. If someone, like
Right.
if Zod's plan, and he has a bunch of followers following him, is to freaking, let's terraform this place and make it into our new home.
Mm-hmm. Right, maybe not
Like,
the best group of people for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. Like, it's just, like, I don't understand it, because the whole point to me of Clark Kent is that it doesn't matter where you come from. I thought that was the whole point.
Yes.
That's the whole point this movie is trying to make. It doesn't matter where he comes from. It doesn't matter if he's if he's a Kryptonian. It doesn't matter. What matters is how he was raised and what he does with the power that he has right now. Mm-hmm. That's all that matters. Because how he was raised, which wasn't by Lara and Jor-El, it was by Ma and Pa Kent. That is what made him him.
Yes.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It boggles my mind that people are pissed off about this. Like,
I think it's bizarre.
Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
It came to me as a shock.
Yeah. Well,
I wasn't expecting it.
That was the point.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting, like, that to turn like that. I was like, oh, that's new. That's different. Mm-hmm. And, like, I at first, like, throughout the first part of the movie, I was kind of conflicted. I'm like, do I like that? Like, do I like that change? Or do I kind of feel... Because at first I kind of recoiled from it. Mm-hmm. Which I guess is... I feel like people's kind of knee-jerk reaction is to recoil from that. Just because you know Superman's origin story. We've seen it multiple times. And for that big of a change to happen, it's like... You know, it's jarring. Because it's not what you're expecting. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that's a good thing. Because it gives not only Krypton an identity as not a great place, like, socially.
Or at least those particular people.
Yeah, but, like, also it's...
kind of sucked.
It's kind of interesting because, well, like, maybe for them it didn't suck. Like, that's just how these aliens think.
Right. Well, and if you come from their perspective, it's they're
their morality,
not gonna be the bad guys.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're...
Yeah, their morality is completely different from ours. And so, like, I feel like it's so weird. It's like it's like, and this is the comparison that I made. It's like in the Batman, where you learn that Thomas Wayne was actually a big dick and, like, was not a good guy. He freaking sent a whole bunch of people to mental asylums because he had a bastard child. Mm-hmm. Or whatever. He got into a scandal, so he sent the woman that he was supposedly had an affair with to a mental asylum. Nobody had a problem with that in the Batman. So why Jor-El and Lara? Why is that so important?
Right, and that screws with Bruce Wayne way more than like this one, because he did grow up with his dad until he was 8 or 10 or something like that. Like, he grew up believing he was a loving father, and like, in this case, that same, I guess, kind of the same belief gets ripped away from Clark, but from a writing perspective, it's kind of a brilliant move, because Clark otherwise doesn't have a lot of internal struggle. Like, he is who he is. Yeah. And he's very, especially in the beginning of the movie, he's pretty secure in that. Like, there's a scene where Lois is quote-unquote interviewing Superman about his actions in whatever the hell that country whose name drives me insane, the way they say it, Jarhanpur.
Yeah, Jarhanpur. Yeah, Jarhanpur, and
next to Bravia.
Bravia. Yeah.
Okay. But yes, like, he, you know, in his mind, he was correct to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like, why are y'all up my ass about this?
Yeah.
This was the good thing to do. I stopped this bad thing from happening. Why are you all bitching at me?
Yeah.
Like, but then he gets this kind of curveball thrown at him, and it gives him the chance to choose who he is.
Yeah.
You know, instead of it's a crisis. He goes through a crisis of identity for a little bit.
Yeah.
And his parents, his actual parents,
the ones who raised him,
the ones in Kansas, the ones who loved him and nurtured him and taught him everything he needed to know and helped him grow into the person that he is today. His parents are the ones that snap him out of that.
Yeah.
And to make him realize it doesn't matter, like you said, where you came from. It doesn't matter what these people wanted for you. Like, you know, you're you and you get to choose.
You're here right now.
You're here. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to let this define you. So I have zero affinity whatsoever for, what is it?
Jor-El and Lara. Yeah.
Like, I have zero affinity for those two because they're not characters. They're plot devices.
Yeah, they're plot devices. They always have been.
Yes.
I don't know when. It's like Martha and Thomas Wayne. They're plot.
Right.
No one's interested in the complexities of Martha and Thomas's fucking marriage. Nobody cares unless it's used to develop Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
That's all that matters.
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah, they're plot devices. They're not characters, y'all. Like, there is a difference.
Because they're dead and gone and not here.
Right.
They're dead and gone before the story even starts. Like, that's that was the whole point.
Yeah, so I find that funny and just a weird-ass thing to get hung up about and
weird.
Freaked out about. I mean, okay, and again,
even Angry Joe, who is, like, one of the biggest... I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? How are you saying that you're the biggest Superman fan of all time, and yet you don't understand this? It's basic. This is super basic.
Right. Well, like, and I'm trying to put myself in their perspective, too, because it's like I've had adaptations that I'm super disappointed in. We talked about Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
What, last episode or a couple episodes ago? And I thought the changes they made to it were horrendous.
Yeah.
But it's because those changes directly... If you haven't read all 14 books, you should not be changing stuff.
No.
You are going to get yourself into so much
You're going to
write
yourself into a corner.
Into a billion corners.
Yeah.
There's so many things that because of the choices that they made and the things that they did, and just that first season, so many things are no longer going to work out.
We didn't even talk about the time skip that happens in that first season, where it's like...
We'll do
that
later.
That's one of the biggest things, is like...
It's a problem. It's a huge problem.
Like, what the hell are you doing?
Everything after the first, I feel, the first 2 or 3 episodes, like, you know, I was not thrilled. Would you shush, Noisy? What do you want? You want peanut butter? You're gonna have to wait. You has to wait. Yes, you do. You're a cute little yes, you're a cute little puppy. God, give me a second. I will pick up my thread. I will find it. No.
Tell you.
No. Okay. No. Let me find my own damn train. Okay, the changes that they made in the first, 2 or 3 episodes, I feel like I was not happy that they made Moraine a point of view character, much less kind of the main focus. That was a huge mistake.
That was a huge red flag right off the bat.
Right, that they shouldn't have done. But the other changes, like Perrin being married, was kind of weird, I thought. But I could get over that.
Yeah,
and you know why? You know why I could get over that? You know why? Because he wasn't married anymore. She died.
She was a plot device.
She was a freaking plot device. So who the frick cares if he was married before that?
Yo, what if they continued on, right? And they were like, actually, your wife was a dark friend. Like
right,
what?
Like, okay.
Okay. Who gives a shit? Like
right. It would be like, I'm trying to think of something else too, like another change that they made that is just like, it's whatever. It's
like
okay,
Rand
whatever.
and Egwene already being in a like relationship.
Well, they were kind of
well, yeah, but they like
flirting in the
books. In the books, but yeah, they were like full on physical.
Oh no,
in the show.
No.
And I was like, I don't think that's right.
No.
Because that messes with a whole bunch of stuff as well.
It messes with a bunch of stuff, but it also just wasn't that setting. That setting was more like, it's backwoods, like very conservative. Like, yeah, you do not touch someone until y'all are married. But that doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't even matter either, really.
Yeah.
Like, there are changes. There are changes, and then there are changes. And if it's just a little change, if it's a change that in the grand scheme of things doesn't and shouldn't actually impact anything, I don't know why you're bitching about it. There were plenty of those in the Wheel of Time that I just kind of glossed over, and I was like, alright, whatever, moving right past that, because whatever, like Perrin being married, I was like, okay, she did, so it doesn't matter anymore. Cool, he's on track to still be the character that I know and sometimes want to slap. I just, like I said, I was trying to put myself in their perspective, but then I did, and I was like, no, y'all are still being stupid.
Yeah, no.
They're plot devices. It makes no difference.
Yeah.
What they wanted him to be. That's the whole freaking point. It doesn't change anything. He's
still Clark Kent.
Right.
More than he's Kal-El. Like, that's the whole... Because he wasn't raised as Kal-El. No, oh my god.
How would he be Kal-El? I mean, unless his parents sat there, which they did not, because this was established, really, that this was the only thing he had from them. But, like, unless they had established some sort of learning program in those computers for the first 18 years of his life. Like, it doesn't make any difference.
You Snyder tards out there. Like, you do realize, like, the reason why people always make fun of Gal Gadot's, horribly red line in the Justice League of, Kal-El, no! That's, like, one, it's made fun of because of her horrible acting. Two, it's made fun of because there's literally no reason for Wonder Woman, Diane, to call Clark Kal-El.
No.
None. No reason. Nobody calls him that. The only people who will ever call him that are, like, Martian Manhunter, because he believes that's just how his brain works, and any other, like, Kryptonian that survived, like Zod. Like, Zod will call him Kal-El.
What, Supergirl?
Supergirl will call him Clark.
Okay, and see, even she calls him Clark.
Yeah.
It's
like, she'll call him Clark before she'll call him Kal-El. Like,
he was Clark.
The only time that she'll call him Kal-El is if she's really pissed off at him.
It's like if you adopted a dog, right? And the shelter always gives dogs names. Well, if you get that dog and you raise it and you love it and you give it a different name, and I come in barging in like an asshole demanding to know what its shelter name was, and that's the only thing I'm going to call that dog because that matters too. Like, no. Yeah. No, it doesn't.
It's so...
Like, was that his birth name? Sure. Is that what anyone knows him by? Or, like, is that a part of his identity beyond, like you said, his origin? No. Sorry for you weirdos out there that, for whatever reason, want it to be. I don't get it.
I don't get why you're so attached to Kal-El.
Or Krypton.
It
or just his Kryptonian parents. Like, I don't...
Like, it doesn't...
And, like, a lot of people... They were incubators at best for a baby, and then they sent him off, and then he got raised by his actual parents.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like, well, a lot of people are also getting on James Gunn's case because someone asked him whether or not Kara or Supergirl knew about, like, his parents.
Oh, what they wanted?
Yeah, and James Gunn's answer, which in my opinion is completely reasonable, is he didn't ask. He didn't ask. And also,
he didn't ask her.
Yeah, he didn't ask her. He didn't ask.
Yeah.
And also,
because clearly she's not interested in carrying out that directive either.
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, and it's Jor-El is her uncle, and she lived on a completely, if you know anything about Supergirl, she lived in a completely different, like, section of the city. Like, she would go and, like, babysit Kal-El every once in a while, but, like, for the most part, they were pretty separate. She was with her own parents with Krypto and all of them. And then, Kal-El was still a baby when she was like 12 when she got sent over. The only reason why he's older than her now is because he woke up in his pod first, before she did, in the cryostasis pod. So that's the only reason why she's technically older. She was born first, but he woke up first.
Gotcha.
So she's technically older than him, which is really funny. But she wouldn't probably, first of all, she's 12. So she wouldn't know what any of the fucking adults are talking about in terms of the geopolitics of Krypton. Like, no, like, she's not gonna care.
No.
She's like, she's 12. And, like, at the same time, that's her uncle. So she doesn't probably know his political beliefs at that. Like, it's just, it's not, doesn't matter. I don't know.
Like, who's giving him shit for that, too, though? Like, wait, this is the thing that you want to complain about?
There's even a bigger thing. Oh my god.
Wait, what do you mean by bigger? Do you mean more important or stupider?
Stupider.
Oh, God.
So, they did this, like, sit-down with David Corenswet, Rachel Bergman, and then I'm gonna have to look up her name because
look it up. Let me see if I can.
Because I can't remember what her fucking name is. It starts with a B. Her last name. I know it's Rachel.
It's funny because I watched Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, but I never paid attention to the cast.
Rachel Brosnahan. Rachel Brosnahan, and I think Nicholas Hoult was also there, and James Gunn. And they were doing Superman trivia. Just a fun little video for Variety, magazine of them doing Superman trivia. One of the questions that, like, Rachel, I think, asked was, what is Superman's middle name? James Gunn didn't know. And suddenly, every one of these Snyder tards wanted James Gunn's head on a fucking pike because he didn't. How dare you don't know Clark Kent's middle name?
Oh my god!
How dare you?
I thought his name was Kal-El.
You're not a real Superman fan because you don't know this character's middle name, social security number, bank account.
His middle school locker combination. How
dare you? How dare you? It's Joseph, by the way. It's Clark Joseph Kent. But who cares? Who cares? Why is that this thing to attack they are literally just going for whatever they can because they know they're stupid. Like deep down on some level in their cold, shriveled hearts, they know that they're being absolutely obtuse and stupid. And they're probably like, well, we're just doing it to get a rise out of you. No, you're doing it to be fucking annoying. And you're not funny. And you're just dumb. You're just stupid. Yeah. And I don't care about whatever you have to say on any subject concerning Superman because you're retarded! Oh my god, these people piss me off so much. But anyway.
That just seems like people that... It almost seems like people who want the franchise to die. Because if you're going to make everyone miserable, who's trying to make new content, you want it to die.
Yeah.
That's the only explanation. You want it dead.
Yeah, you want it dead. And the one that you do want back is a gray, lifeless thing that nobody liked. I'm sorry, nobody likes Zack Snyder's Justice League. Besides you weirdos out here being contrarian and thinking that it's the best piece of art that you've seen since Van Gogh. It's not. I don't know where this came from.
Maybe Zack Snyder has Lex Luthor's monkeys.
Maybe. I have no clue. It's like...
I'm gonna go with that. That's my argument. Now y'all are just Lex Luthor's monkeys.
Oh, we forgot to talk about one of the best parts of the film, though. And that is Krypto.
Oh, Krypto's the freaking best.
Krypto is awesome.
Isn't he Murph?
In this movie. And it's funny because I know a lot of people were getting annoyed at all the like marketing surrounding Krypto because it was like, oh, this is more Krypto than Superman. But like,
it's a freaking superhero dog.
Yeah.
Of course they're gonna market around.
Yeah,
him.
he's the mascot, right? Like he's the mascot of the movie. And James Gunn, you know, that's kind of one of his little quirks. He has to have like a mascot in there, which I respect. I like that. I like that little quirk of his. Like I've never had a problem with that. You got Rocket Raccoon, Rocket Raccoon in his Guardians of the Galaxy. And you have Great White Shark or just Shark from Suicide Squad, which that's a great movie if you haven't watched it.
That
the Suicide Squad, it's really
James
good.
Gunn's Suicide Squad is really good. The other one sucks.
Yeah, but like he had the shark in that one, and then he has Krypto in this one. And like I think that Krypto was done so well to the point of not being too overbearing. Like to slow down the plot completely, but like also just, you know, it's a funny dog doing funny dog things, and he gets the dog personality down so correctly.
Yes.
And I love that. But also you just get these really sweet quiet moments with him, and with one of my favorite lines, and again this shows Clark Kent's and Superman's entire personality, is when like he's like, well, he has the dog, I have to go save him, I have to go find him. And Lois is like, I didn't know you had a dog. He's like, I don't. Well, it's more of like a foster situation, and he's not even a good one, but he's out there and he's alone and he's probably scared. So like and that's all the reason he needs to go find him,
right?
And like that's great. I love that.
Yes.
And it just shows like this bond that's happening between them. And I do like that, yeah, they kept that it is Kara's dog. Krypto is Kara's dog, 100%. And he was just watching him for her. Which makes me so excited for Supergirl. That, and also I like the girl they got to play Supergirl, who was in House of Dragon. It's Ilcock. I forget what her first name is, but I know her last name is Alcock. Something like that. I think it's like Miranda Alcock, I think. But yeah, she's fantastic. I'm very excited to see her as Supergirl.
I am too. She looked like she was gonna be a freaking delight. Her and her dog, her and Krypto both. Like, I loved the greeting at the very end when she comes back and picks him up. Like, that would be my dog if she had superpowers. She'd totally be slamming me into the ground. Yeah. Because that's just how she says hello.
Yep.
But like, no, I thought the addition of Krypto was fantastic. I don't think he ever slowed down the plot.
No, me neither.
A lot of the times he was plot relevant.
Yeah.
And I think it was just another thing that cements Superman as not just another superhero. He's not like, you know, Green Lantern. He's not like Mr. Terrific. He's not like any of the other ones that are a little more flawed. Like, he is freaking Superman.
Yeah.
He's kind of on a level all his own, and he's there because he has this endless compassion, this endless ability to see the good in people and the world and everything, and to believe in that goodness, and like not let people like Lex Luthor
step on that.
Step all over that and break it. You know, he has this unwavering like respect for life of any kind. Yeah. Like, he's, you know, he is the superhuman. He's the Superman. He's the
thing that everyone aspires to be.
He's the thing you should want to be.
Yeah.
If you're any kind of decent, you should want to be more like that. You know, we all have our bad days. Like, trust me. I was having one today. I'm bitching at people all over the road. They're being stupid. Like, I get it. Trust me. But in general, you know, if you're any kind of decent, you would look up to him. I mean, and like, and I think the addition of Krypto and like the inclusion of the squirrel part, just puts that, you know, it makes it even more. God, what am I trying to say? I'm a writer. I'm not a speaker. I don't do spoken words. I don't do verbal communication. Which is funny since we're doing a podcast. I'll get better. But it cements it. It makes it even more
solid.
Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. But yeah, it solidifies it. It brings it to the forefront. There we go. Yeah. It really, really highlights how he's still a level above.
He's altruistic. He's 100%
right, he's
altruistic.
Just pure-hearted. And I mean, and I love that conversation between him and Lois Lane where they're talking about that because he's trying to tell her
that whole part is great.
He's trying to tell, because she's telling him, I'm punk rock, I don't trust people, I don't see the good in people, and he's like, I'm punk rock. I like the whatever band name he rattles off, and she's like, that's not punk rock, that's radio pop. And she's like, you couldn't be punk rock if you tried. She's like, I distrust everyone. You think everyone you meet is beautiful or something. Yeah. And then he goes, well, maybe that's the real punk rock.
And it kind of is.
I love that. No, because that is the real rebellion, is to not let the world drag you down. To, stay up there as much as you can. Yeah. Into being a better person than the world, tries to make you. Like, the world's always going to try to drag you down. That's just it's just kind of its nature. But he doesn't let it. And so it's, I don't know, I just thought it was a fantastic way to give him that characterization without being it was done with a lot of finesse. It wasn't they didn't really, James Gunn did not have to beat you over the head with that. Yeah. He did it in this very natural... Would you quit giving your input? You didn't even watch the movie. I don't know if the mic's picking
it's picking her up, yeah.
You didn't watch it. You have no opinions.
She's looking at you.
She wants peanut butter. She will get you can have some in give us a few more minutes.
Yeah. Just hold your horses. Let your head down.
Yes. You didn't watch the movie. You should. But the way he does, and that's what makes that's what makes James Gunn and the writers who worked on it such great storytellers, because you didn't have to bash people over the head with that. It was just there in the story, in his character, in every action and every decision he made. It was right there. Yeah. But it's never explicitly stated that that's, the closest they get is maybe that's the real punk rock. But it was such a good conversation, and it made you think. You're like, huh, it kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is the ultimate rebellion. Ultimate act of rebellion is being Clark Kent.
Yeah. And two more things to kind of talk about is, one, there was another complaint. Again, and this is so stupid. I think I only saw one person bring this up, and he got absolutely reamed over the coals for it. Good. Because it's you don't understand what you're talking about. And he's like, are we just going to ignore... He said, are we just going to ignore that Superman tortured a world leader with a cactus? Oh, and God. I said, I was like, first of all, that was the most Superman torture ever, because it's the most comedic shit ever. That you just hold this guy up to a cactus and let it poke him a little bit. Right. That's not even that bad. It hurts, but it's not that... It's not like he's, freaking stabbing him into the cactus over and over again. Right. And, it's something that... it's something that Clark kind of finds funny. He kind of finds it a little amusing, but he's also trying to get his point across of, hey, you are hurting people... You are killing people. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do this to scare you to stop. Mm-hmm. Because, you need to stop. And if this is the only thing that's going to get through to you, I hate to do it, but I will do it. It kind of makes me laugh a little bit, but, I'm going to do it. Oh, and it was the most Clark Kent form of torture I could ever think of, past tickling someone
I'm sorry, torture is a strong word to be using for that. That's not even... He didn't even... It's not like he ripped the cactus out of the ground and beat the shit out of him with it. He pushed him against it. Yeah. Is that gonna be a little prickly ouch? Sure. Dude, if that's the worst thing that you can think of, you need to just stay in like Teletubby and My Little Pony
Yeah.
land and not come out.
But that was just a
like,
that was an amusing complaint that I saw as well.
That's hilarious.
But then let's also talk about the twist of the end where Ultraman is actually Bizarro, which I thought was really well done.
I liked it. I thought it made sense.
I thought that it was, and that's one thing that I've not seen anyone complain about.
Mm-hmm.
I've not seen a single complaint that Bizarro was in this movie and that it was like Ultraman and stuff. I will say it was a little predictable. I kind of figured it out toward when they first started fighting in the baseball field, because at one point Ultraman just full on does heat vision. It's like, okay, well, yeah, that's Bizarro. like either that's Zod, but like it can't be Zod because Zod would never work for Lex in a million years. So it has to be Bizarro because he's the only one stupid enough to be like, yeah, I'm gonna work for this guy because he'll just do what he's told.
Mm-hmm.
And also it made sense with all like the funny, like where Ultraman would just have like a donut for the world leader guy just sitting there. He's like, here you go.
Yeah.
Like just waiting for Lex to tell him to give it to him. Like,
right.
Like that's definitely Bizarro behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Bizarro as a villain. I don't think he's dead. A lot of people think he's dead because he got sucked into a black hole. Bizarro can easily get away from that. He's stronger and faster than Superman in pretty much every way. That's the whole point of him. And like, but he's stupid. But that's what kind of makes him a fun villain. So I really hope that we get more from him, especially if we get to see David Corenswet talk as Bizarro, because Bizarro talks backwards. He talks kind of caveman-esque. He goes, Bizarro hates whatever, and smashes whatever that thing he doesn't like. I kind of hope that we get that later on. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about was just, I really like the humor in this movie.
Yes.
The humor fits, and it's not overbearing. The humor manages to be super in tone and in line with everything that we watch. Mm-hmm. There was never a joke where I was like, eh.
Right.
That came out of nowhere.
Right.
What does that even mean? Yeah, like the whole Jimmy Olsen, like bagging hot chicks all the time. Mm. That's really funny to me.
Yes.
Just considering Jimmy as a character, that's really funny.
Well, the actor they got to play him too was like totally mid. I mean, but somehow he gets all the hot.
Yeah, no, it's a funny.
Lois at one point like, Jimmy, how do you do it?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
And it's even funnier when you realize that Jimmy Olsen ends up with Supergirl. In the comics, so like the two of them get married.
Well, the star of the comedy too was freaking Nathan Fillion.
Oh yeah, Nathan
Holy
Fillion
crap.
as Guy Gardner was just. I cannot wait for the Lanterns movie now, because it's gonna be so funny.
Yes.
But it's also gonna be, I feel like, a really good Green Lantern movie finally.
Right.
And like just a good Green Lantern thing in general. Mm-hmm. That doesn't get canceled after one season. Yes, I'm still salty about that. But I'm very excited to see where that goes. And I liked Mr. Terrific.
Oh, he was hilarious.
I thought Mr. Terrific was not only badass but really funny as well.
Yeah.
And I freaking love the fact that Superman, when he's in Superman, like Clark Kent will cuss very lightly.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. But even then he would only do it when he was like quoting Lois. Like that would be the only time that I noticed that he did it. Mm-hmm. The rest of the time, like, what the hey man, or gosh, there's got to be a better way to do this.
Yes.
Or good gosh, I think is what he said. Like
at the very end, he's like, geez, that can be such a jerk.
Yeah.
Like when he and Mr. Terrific are looking at the building and he's like, Mr. Terrific gets all mad.
I love that. Like, I think that's really funny and it's super endearing as well. Mm-hmm. And James Gunn has I don't know how he does it. I think the one ball that he kind of dropped was Guardians of the Galaxy 3 for me. But like, other than that, all the rest of his films have been great. I still like Guardians 3. I just don't think it's the best.
I thought it got too dark.
It got too heavy.
For Guardians. It was way
too heavy.
I don't ever want to watch it again.
Yeah, no, it got too heavy.
It was a good movie, but I don't ever want to watch it again. That was just... especially for an animal lover, that was freaking rough. I did not enjoy that from a,
And I think that was the point. Like, you weren't supposed to enjoy those scenes, but the humor didn't balance it out enough.
Well, and it just didn't feel like a Guardians movie. It felt like the as heavy as it was, it felt like it would have belonged more in, like, Daredevil or something, which can get pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Or Punisher, which can get pretty heavy. Like, I don't know. I like Guardians because it's goofy. It's funny.
It's light.
Yes, it's light. It's entertaining. You still have serious moments. You still have a big major threat that you have to deal with, but it's light. Yeah. And that one was like, holy shit, Gunn, what the hell, dude?
Yeah.
What on earth were you working through at the time? Like, I feel like he was working through some demons.
I think that, but also Rocket Raccoon, he said this multiple times, Rocket is his favorite character of all time. Mm-hmm. So, like, I think he just really wanted to do a serious take on the character. Mm-hmm. And, he succeeded. Like I said, I still like Guardians. I still think it's Guardians 3. I still think it's a really well done movie.
It was a really well done movie.
But yeah, it's one of those movies that I can maybe watch once in a blue moon. If I was doing like a marathon.
Well, the only thing with that is that, like, it should have then just been a Rocket Raccoon movie, not a Guardians movie. Yeah. Because Rocket always was the heavier character. He's a freaking science experiment. Obviously, there's some dark shit there. Yeah. If you want to explore that, I would have gone with a Rocket Raccoon movie, not Guardians 3. Yeah. Leave Guardians light. Mm-hmm. You can pull Rocket out. They can still be in the movie. Yeah, it's just not about them. It's about him. Yeah. So, like, that's how I would have done that. But, going back to Superman, is there anything we missed? Well, the thing with the humor, too, is that, in Superman, I love how James Gunn and the writers, I don't want to just say James Gunn like he's the whole damn thing all by himself. No. But James Gunn and the writers, like, they integrated different forms of humor so well, and it's not many shows or many writers that can do that. Yeah. Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah. Usually you have one type of humor and you stick to it the whole movie through.
And I guess that's not really so much of a diss, because, Oda's kind of the same way. Oda has very
he's got
Oda-style humor.
But he's also got really funny, like, out of nowhere humor, like, one type of humor that you wouldn't expect from him. Like, for example, one of the ones that comes to mind is during Skypiea, when they're doing the recap. And this might be Toei, it might not be Oda, but, like, Oda does have a lot of say, though, in what they do, so I don't know. But when Skypiea, when they're doing the recap, and the narrator completely breaks the fourth wall and says, they're going towards the temple, the temple. Like, right, they're not going anywhere near it. Yeah. like that part always gets me, because it is unlike a lot of the humor from One Piece. Like, it's that self-referential fourth wall breaking, which they don't. Funnily enough, One Piece doesn't do that very often. They don't break the fourth wall very often, but whenever they do, it's really funny.
Well, see, but it does happen, though. So, like, I still feel like that's Oda-level humor. But, like, Superman just did this thing where you had Nathan Fillion, who was almost, I don't know if I'd call him slapstick, but just very funny, almost classic humor. He was extremely freaking hilarious.
It's that Nathan Fillion humor too. It's very dry.
Well, it's what he does. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's what I think of more as just classic humor. Mm-hmm. Like, it's, easily identifiable as humor. And then you have Mr. Terrific, though, where he's the one I would classify as, like, dry.
He's straight man.
Sarcastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny because he deadpans everything. It's everyone's reactions to him. They're just freaking funny. And then Superman himself is, like you said, he's got that, gosh darn, or whatever.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Good gosh, there's got to be a better way to do it. And, and he's got a lot of other things, too. Or, like, where he gets mad at Lois because she calls him, what do they call him online? It's like super shit or something.
Oh yeah, super shit.
Like,
yeah.
No, that one bugs me. Like, and so Clark's just being. I think it's just funny.
Yeah, no, and then like you have like Jimmy Olsen with Lex Luthor's girlfriend. Eve. Yeah, Eve. And that whole part is really funny too, and that's a completely different. Like it's that awkward sort of humor,
right?
Like
this girl.
Yeah, it's like that awkward sort of humor that Disney tries to do in all their movies and doesn't quite get it.
Disney doesn't get anything anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, but then you also have the really good slapstick humor with Crypto. Like that's the big slapstick stuff, and they mesh so well with each other, and the dialogue in this movie is really well done as well, and the visuals and oh man, like everything in this movie just kind of comes together in such a nice little bow. And I know a lot of people don't like a lot of the subplots, but like I would be annoyed with the subplots if they didn't go anywhere, but they all do.
Yeah, they all tie up.
They all tie up and they all make sense. Like it makes sense.
Well, like for a movie that did not have a precursor at all, it juggled introducing several different characters very, very, very well. Because basically what James Gunn does is he just kind of assumes that y'all have seen Superman at least once, and Green Lantern and like the other DC stuff. He's assuming that everyone watching has a basic background knowledge. But he also, I noticed, makes it so that if you don't have that background knowledge, it's still enjoyable. You can cotton on to who everybody is and like, you get it. Yeah. You don't have to have seen anything DC before to enjoy this movie, I don't think. And so, like, the original, premise of this whole discussion was that Superman might have revived superhero movies, and maybe finally gotten DC on the right track for once.
Yeah.
Well, I think the first Wonder Woman was good, but then they just totally dropped the freaking ball.
They completely dropped it.
As long as they don't screw this up, I think James Gunn might have achieved what I honestly thought was unachievable, because I was so freaking burned out on superhero movies, and normally once that happens, things cycle out. And, like, superhero movies have been such a huge thing since, 2005?
2008. 2008. Because that's when Iron Man came out.
Such a huge thing. So they've run their course longer than most things do. Like,
18
normally
years.
Yeah, normally you'll cycle. You'll have, like, a big bout of fantasy, and then everyone will kind of get tired of fantasy, and so here comes the sci-fi. And then everyone gets sick of that, and so here comes, like, more of the real-world action, Taken style movies and stuff like that.
The thrillers.
Right, and the thrillers and the whatevers, and like it cycles. But if James Gunn can pull this off, if DC can pull this off and keep stuff of the
keep the momentum,
keep it at this caliber. Yeah, I think they've achieved something that I don't think any movie genre has ever done, which is come back from the death throes. Like, it was dead. People were done.
No, people were so sick of Marvel. They couldn't, like, I think it honestly began after Endgame. But it was even happening before Endgame happened. And
I was freaking sick of it.
Yeah, where people were just like, man, I'm just ready for like Endgame to come, and then like I'm done.
Yes.
I just want to see that to get some closure.
Right.
And then I don't really care after that.
No.
And that was kind of how I was.
That's how I was too.
Where I would go and I'd be like, oh no, yeah, there's Guardians 3. I'll go watch that because I like Guardians, so I went to go watch that. And then like Multiverse of Madness, I think you and I went into that movie knowing it was going to be bad.
Yes.
And so we went into that and we got exactly what we asked for, and then some.
Well, it wasn't what I asked for, but it's what I expected.
And then some.
And
like
then
it was one
sure.
of the worst movies I've ever seen in theaters.
It was atrocious.
It's up there with Tomorrowland as like being.
Oh, Tomorrowland! This was one of the worst
Tomorrowland
movies.
To this day is the worst. Oh no. No, I think Tomorrowland to this day is the worst movie I've ever seen in theaters. The close second has to be Jurassic World, the second one. I think I can't remember what that one's called, but the second Jurassic World, I remember going to see that, and at the end my head was literally in my hands, and I was close to just fucking screaming because I was so pissed off at that movie. but like no, I agree with you. I think this movie has done something really special. It's kind of brought together a lot of people who, were burnt out on, especially like Marvel movies. And I think the great thing about this movie is it doesn't feel like a Marvel movie.
No.
It feels like it has its own identity.
Yes.
And
that helps a ton.
I like the fact that it's going comic book with it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of Marvel, where Marvel, they go comic book, they edge it, right? But they don't quite go all the way with it. They pull back and they say, this is comic booky, but it's in realism.
Right, but it's grounded.
But it's grounded. Like, we're gonna have Thor, hopping around and stuff, but it's grounded. He's not gonna be an actual god. He's an alien.
Right.
Like it's like they're too afraid to go too mystical or like spectacular with it.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of want to just keep it like science and this is how the science works of everything. And granted, that's kind of Marvel too, in general. Like even in the comics, Marvel is more scientific. DC has always been more fantastical and out there. Like that's always how those two IPs have always been. But like I like that this one is like during some of the freaking hits, during some of the punches, I actually could see the pow, whack, sort of thing. Like the onomatopoeias popping up on the screen whenever Superman would hit something. Like it felt like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I really love this movie. I think I'm gonna rate it. I think I'm gonna rate it a 9 out of 10. It's really well done. 9 flying capes out of 10. It was pretty well done. And I am excited to see what Gunn's DCU, I think is what they're calling it, the DCU, like the MCU, the DCU. Yeah. I'm excited to see what they do with it. I know that Lanterns is coming out. They're doing a Flash Gordon TV show. Or not Flash Gordon. Booster Gold TV show, which, if you guys know anything about Booster Gold, he's freaking hilarious, and I'm excited to see that. Especially if they get the actor that I really want to play Booster Gold, which is the guy who played in Twisters. The main guy in Twisters.
Oh, yeah.
I really hope they get him to play Booster Gold, because he's perfect for that part. And I know that they're doing Supergirl next year.
I'm excited for that one for sure.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing trailers for that one probably in November of this year.
I loved her cameo, so.
Yeah. So, what about you?
I think I really enjoyed it as well. I'm going to give it an 8.5. It's a slight dock for the pronunciation of Jarhanpur and how many times they say Jarhanpur. I don't know why that bothers me, but it does. I don't even know what would be correct, but just the way they say it. Jarhanpur. It drives me nuts. Anyway, that's it.
Alright. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is kind of the first review. I mean, we did it with 28 years later as well.
A little bit.
But we didn't really go fully in depth on 28 years. Maybe one day we'll do a full episode where we kind of cover the entire trilogy. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Kind of give theories and stuff about it, because I have a lot to say about that, not only theory wise but also philosophically, because there's so much to unpack with that trilogy of movies. But I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of review of Superman, and we will be doing more Yakuza. I think we're going to be recording probably tomorrow. Some more Yakuza 1 Kiwami. And then from there, I'm also going to be doing streaming. I haven't been able to do it as much as I've wanted to because I've been a little sick. But it's because I've just haven't had the energy to do it. But I'm getting a webcam, so we're going to be setting that up, and hopefully we can get into some Knights of the Old Republic nonsense where the AI chooses all the moral decisions. for me, and it's going to be really interesting to see what that AI chooses. But other than that, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We're gonna be trying to. I think I'm gonna try to do an X account, and then just give both of us the passwords, and we can post on there about certain stuff that we're following or whatever. And then we're trying to branch out a little bit more. So we're gonna try to get this a little bit more structured and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's been fun. I've been having fun doing these.
Yeah,
so.
It's been fun. I just think it would help if we had a little bit of structure.
Yeah, me too. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. And we'll see you all next time.
Say bye to Murphy.
Bye, Murphy.
Leave Murphy a like.
Yeah, leave Murphy a like. She's curled up like a cinnamon bun right now.
She had things to say earlier.
Yeah, apparently. Talkative dog.